Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. I had this series that we did. It wasn't exactly a series, but it was a set of 14 ladder games that were played in a row between Zealot and Rain. People really enjoyed getting those 14 games delivered. And while this is not exactly that, these games were not all played in a row. I have a set of 9 games between Bisu, biggest legend Protoss has ever had, and Soma, the current strategic leader of Zerg, who actually just went to the military. So I guess, we're going to phase out of saying that for about 18 months. But yeah, this is 9 ladder games that they played against each other. And they were played in pretty close succession. It was like 2, and then a couple days later 3, and then a couple later 4 right in a row, right? So yeah, 9 games, and I guess we'll see how this ends up going. I hope that you guys are going to enjoy it, to see how these two kind of altered themselves against each other with the different strategies and everything. I want to put this into some context, especially, and that's a gateway expand from Bisu here on Neo Sylphid. I want to put this into context, especially with the amount of people that enjoyed Zealot versus Rain. Okay, so I look at Rain as a very cognitive player. He's a very, very smart player. Obviously, all these pros are good at everything, okay? So take that out of your mind. Everyone's good at everything, but Rain is like very smart. He outsmarts people. He understands the game very, very well, and he gets a lot of wins like that. Okay, and then Zealot, he's like the most aggressive player. He's great at killing people very, very quickly. He's super good at attacking, very good at micro, those types of things. Okay, now let's talk about these two players. We have Bisu, right? The revolutionist. He's the best Protoss there's ever been. He literally reinvented Protoss versus Zerg. His multitasking is probably the best, probably still the best in the world. Like if he has Corsairs and DTs running around, he knows what to do with those. His Zealot pressure is probably better than anyone's. He's kind of superb in every single way. But I feel like I like to call him more of like a multitasking player. He's going to kind of outplay you by doing many things at once in this matchup. That's kind of my feeling of Bisu. But I mean, he's such a top-end legend that he's, you could say anything about him and say he's really good at it. Soma is someone I've talked about a lot lately. We've cast a lot of his games lately, and he is like a great mixture. He's not quite as good at attacking as Zealot, but he's close. He's not quite as good at the macro games as Sulky, but he's close. He's just an amazing mixture. He's also a very smart Zerg. He comes up with a lot of good ideas, but he commits really well, which is important. Being decisive. I was going to say decisivity. I don't even know if that's a real word. But he's very good at being decisive with what he wants to do as well. So I think this is going to be a great matchup. Like, honestly, if you ask me 2 players I want to see play a big PvZ series, it would either be Soma and Bisu or Soma and Mini. Right? Like, those are the people. Anyways, the first Zealot of Bisu gets caught. Second Zealot coming in. And of course the probe has been hidden off to the side. We have the third hatchery kind of in an interesting location here for Soma. This Zealot will get picked off. Oh, he doesn't quite get there. He was looking to pop into here to have less surface area. So now Soma has about 1 million lings. Ooh, that could be a little bit scary. That could be a little bit scary. Now notice that Bisu here is going shield battery. He is getting the forge as well. The shield battery going to be incredibly important. I do want to talk a little bit about shield batteries and their function in this. It helps immensely against Zergling attacks like this. Okay. Ooh, gets in and surrounds. Look at that. The reheal on the refresh there on the Zealot doing fantastically. He had already lost his shields. They're back up to full. There's another Zealot now as well. And even if it gets surrounded, you see that? It got surrounded. He rehealed it and then pulled it back. Look at that. Heals it once again. The shield battery getting low on energy now, though. Okay, but he's healed like a lot of health so far. A lot of health. Almost 200 health has been healed by that shield battery already. And Zealots only have 160. So that shows you a lot of value being had right now. Now, Bisu just microing well. His cannon's about to finish. And there you have it. He holds. Really excellent and superb hold. I wonder if maybe Bisu is better at holding these early rushes than Rain. It kind of stands to reason when you think about the way that Bisu plays, how he's a little bit more micro-based in things. but really very well done with that shield battery. Maybe that's something that Rain wants to incorporate into his play when holding some of these Zergling attacks. Anyways, let's take a look at what's going on over here. We have the probe coming up to try to scout. He's going to find 3 drones there. We can see that it's a lair and a spire. He has not seen that yet. The Zealots are coming out to kind of scout and try to confirm what's occurring. If there was a Hydra rush, it would be coming pretty quickly. More Lings come out. They try to go by the probe. He wants to be able to surround those Zealots, and the Zealots actually turn around as he sees these Lings come out. Now, the probe will get into the main base, and it's going to be able to see that this is a spire. Okay, so that's really good intel. One thing I wanted to mention is you will actually sometimes see a player who uses the shield battery to hold. The Zerg player will then go after the Zergling attack, will then go for a Hydralisk all-in. And part of the reason is not too many people kill the shield battery. It's become more trendy in the last couple of years to kill your shield battery after holding the rush. And you might look at that and say, what? Why? Isn't that helpful against other attacks, other rushes? No, this is in the way. I have seen pros lose games because they can't put cannons here. So that can actually be a dangerous thing to keep on. Now, obviously, he scouted the spire, so he's completely fine. He might kill it anyways just to have like a way to get out later, but he doesn't need to kill it right this second. But that's kind of an interesting thing where like you make this for defense and then you actually have to get rid of it for a different type of defense. Anyways, looking back at Bisu, or Soma's base here, he does have the Hydro speed on the way, and he does have a few mutas on the way. Corsairs are being made by Bisu, who actually has double Stargate. He hit a second Stargate at his natural, so he's going to get a lot of Stargates out here. He has the first one flying through the main base. I don't see any Scourge being made, which is kind of interesting. Normally you have Scourge first, but it's actually Mutalisks being made here. And the mutas are going to fly across the map. Now, because he's making mutas and he's making them so quickly, he's going to find out his 2 Stargate Corsair pretty quickly. Now, he gets in with these mutas and will start to attack. The Zealots coming in with the Corsairs. He actually forces this all back for Soma. Soma doesn't know yet. 2 Corsairs is normal. I think he's probably hiding the other Corsair, where there should be a 3rd Corsair somewhere already. I'm actually trying to find it. Okay, there it is. It's been grouped up. He is clumping these as well. A lot of Hydras are being made. Now, it's not that many mutas. Bisu could get in trouble for overmaking Corsairs here, not having Psystorm quickly enough, because the Hydras are being made right now. So this is kind of a crazy game. Now, look at that micro. Ooh, beautiful moving shot micro here from Bisu. And that's a good split from Soma as well. He splits all 3 mutas into different directions, so ends up only losing 1. Masterfully done. Now, the Zealot's going towards this 3rd base. He's going to try to hold him at the choke. Bisu going to turn around. He wants no part of fighting up, like, 2 at a time against mass Hydra plus Lings. Bisu turns around to go home. Lots of Hydras are being made right now by Soma. Lots and lots and lots of Hydras. More cannons being made, and he definitely needs those cannons. Psystorm is going to be extremely late this game. The Templar Archives is only halfway done, and already we have a ton of Hydras. So this is going to be an issue. You can see that he's killed off the shield battery. He's replacing that area with cannons. Honestly, he's likely to need more than that. Zealot legs, though, are almost done. The Zealot legs might be able to buy him a bunch of time. Still running around with these Corsairs, by the way. 7 Corsairs flying around in the stack. He'll probably combo them with the Zealots, right? So if the Zealots are taking shots from Hydras, sometimes you can fly in with the Corsairs and kill Overlords because of that. Now, that being said, looking at the Sim Cities, this is not a good area to attack. He might try anyways. Okay, he sees a little in there, but you can see as the drones, like, go up forward, it's too thin. These are melee units. They need surface area. They need to have, like, a surround basically on units that they're attacking. And that's why we're seeing things like him hold this tiny ramp or have these areas so clogged up where it's like, well, you can only get through there. And if the Zealots can only enter 1 or 2 at a time, they just can't do anything. So right now, Bisu is stuck with these Zealots. They literally can't do anything. He knows where everything is. He knows what's going on, and he can't do anything about it. See? Like he starts to attack up there. That wasn't any good. Almost loses 2 Zealots to deal damage to his Zergling. Not worth. Psystorm is almost done, though. The roaming of those Zealots has bought him a lot of time. He has some High Templars coming out, adding those gateways now as well. Robo on the way to help deal with lurkers. Dragoon range coming up for Bisu. Love to see that Dragoon range nice and early. He knows that his Zealots aren't doing very well. We have +2 attack on the way already here for Soma. And now his Hydra's starting to come out. Now I think he feels like he has enough that he can start to roam the map a bit. Some Zerglings coming up here and checking. They see those +1 speed Zealots all over the place in the front. Still the Corsairs. Hey, it looks like they came up here, maybe killed an Overlord. Or, well, one got very damaged at least. Still just kind of flying around. Don't forget, like, Bisu is the master of multitasking. He might slip out a DT at some point and try to slip it in with the Corsairs. Now, the Hydras are coming to the front. Okay. Oh, definitely a miscontrol there. Loses a couple and takes some hull damage. Now, Bisu backs up. He has a lot of Zealots here. It looks like he's going to take out this cannon so the Dragoons have a straight path that they can get out. Has enough Zealots to push back this smaller group of Hydras. And he has those Psystorms to punish the bigger groups. All right. Throws that one down. That was an excellent Psystorm. A lot of damage to those Hydras. Really weakens them up quite a bit. The Lurker upgrade is almost done, by the way. So as Lurkers enter, the game changes its state quite a bit. Ooh, Bisu losing another Corsair. Loses another down to 3. We could see a switch into some Mutas. Yeah, see that? He starts 9 Mutas. He's killed enough of the Corsairs that he looks at it and says, 3? Not a big deal. 9 Mutas will clear that really quickly. So those, basically the Mutalisks, their idea is going to be to target High Templars. If he can kill off the High Templars, he'll win the game. Like, he's got a lot of Hydras right now. And really, it's the High Templars that are going to keep Bisu alive at this point. So losing those Corsairs, the 2 small miscontrols with the Corsairs have put this into a position where Soma thinks he can switch his tech slightly, get the snipes, and win the game. And I think he might be right. All right, the Hydra's coming up. Oh, God, a High Templar here. Okay, at least he gets a decent storm off. Here are the Mutas now. 1 Muta forward. Where are those High Templars? Ooh, they're way out here. That's kind of a funny location. I don't know how that happened. The Mutas come up to fight. There's nothing here for them. Okay, he storms the Mutas and storms Hydras. The Dragoons do look like they're going to be picked off. They gets microed back pretty quickly. A ton of Zealots coming in. Is Bisu just going to run Soma over? I felt like this was a great idea, this tactic from Soma. But look at this. He has a lot of Hydras that actually weren't in the battle. Overlord's coming up as well. Another beautiful storm there from Bisu. Bisu's macro looking really overwhelming here. You can see the strength in this old Protoss player. Just beautifully, beautifully done. Chasing these Hydras back. And Soma's in trouble, man. He doesn't have anything going on. He's trying to take a 4th base, but he might die before he gets there. The Mutalisk tech switch not doing for him what he thought it would. You know, he has that Lurker upgrade. We really haven't seen Lurkers. Another storm goes down, and I think Bisu's just going to take this at this point. Amazingly played from our Protoss legend. Yeah, the Mutas trying their best to hold on. He is actually making some more Mutas, but someone's going to GG, and Bisu going to take him down in game 1. GG.